what are some of the differences between like casting an animated film or casting a Broadway show or casting a series or casting a small film?
Sure, casting is all about timing, and sometimes you have a lot of time and sometimes there's no time. So for a Broadway show, when it's starting out, you're going to have a lot of time to meet actors, to figure out how many actors are going to be hired in the long run. You have time to do dance auditions and acting auditions and singing auditions. Commercial casting, it's tomorrow for Burger King and you have to call your agent friends and get people to show up for the audition tomorrow. I am a hired consultant to the project, so my job is to make the vision of the filmmaker or director or producer's dreams come true and populate the world with the best actors possible, and that's going to be very different depending on the project. Voiceover casting, sometimes we're hiring celebrities and then we get to some of the other parts. Voiceover casting is a thrill because I gather MP3s and send links to my creative team. Theater, you're showing up at the studio with your tap shoes, you're learning a dance combination, it's a lot like a chorus line. And a TV audition, you're going on camera, you're learning 13 pages of sides, maybe the night before the audition, and you've got to come in with your hair and makeup done and looking great and prove to us that you're hireable for whatever part we're casting.
Obviously, it's fun to call when you're giving good news, but do you also make the calls when you're delivering bad news?
I can't make those calls for everybody because sometimes there are 60 actors a day that come in, so you're talking about hundreds of actors a week. When you get to the final round of auditions and you're talking about 3 actors in contention for the role, I feel it is my duty as a human being, as a nice human being, to call that agent or manager and let them know it's not going any further. And believe me, most of the time they know that that's the case because they haven't gotten the official offer. But we can't do that for everybody. And for actors, you just got to go on all your auditions. It's a numbers game. All those cliches are true. Most of the time it's not about you, it's about figuring out all the other dynamics of the cast, and you gotta just keep on doing it until something happens and you decide you don't want to do it anymore.
Along those lines, what do you feel about when agents call and want feedback on their clients?
I understand that agents want feedback. I did work at an agency for about a year, and I remember that all the actors always wanted feedback, and there's not enough hours in the day to give feedback to everybody, but I think if a manager or an agent has a personal relationship with me, we've had lunch, we've shared a meal, I will give them feedback. I just may not be able to give it to them that day. And oftentimes on the weekends during pilot season, that's when I'll catch up on my correspondence and get back to people.